In today's video, I'm going to talk about part 2, which I filmed a few weeks ago, on how I would go about buying a house if I was looking in today's market. That's coming up next. Stick around. Hey everybody, it's Matt Allen here once again. Thank you for taking time to watch this video. This is part 2 to the video I did a few weeks ago about how I personally would go about buying a house in today's market. I'm going to go ahead and link the part 1 right there so you'll have that. If you haven't seen it already, take a look at that. It's going to make some sense when we go through this video. Today we're going from the point of scheduling the showing to the point where I'm going to actually make an offer on the property. First and foremost, now that I found the property that I'm looking for and most interested in, I'm going to do some research to find out what the market is showing for value on the house and how that compares to the asking price. That's going to give me a good indication of where I need to be as far as an offer goes. So that's number 1, that's the first step. Now with most listings, they come with attachments in the MLS. Again, if you're not a realtor, you would have to utilize somebody like myself to get that information for you. It should include things like a seller's disclosure. Anything a seller materially knows about the house that could affect value, they do by state law need to disclose that information to you on a form that we use. There's also HOA disclosures. There may be upgrades, things like that people attach in the MLS. So make sure you get that, review that. You can also look at property taxes, looking at public record to see if there's any permits that are outstanding. So kind of get all that homework out of the way before you even schedule the appointment to make sure there's nothing seriously wrong or something that's going to keep you from actually moving forward with the purchase. Remember, with the market as hot as it is right now, we need to alleviate any obstacles so when we go to look at that house, we are ready to make an offer if it suits our needs. All right, I've got all the preliminary work completed, and now it's time to schedule the appointment with the listing agent. I'm gonna try to schedule for same day, preferably to get in there as soon as possible. Now remember, I've done all my legwork, so it's really getting in there, looking at the house, making sure it fits my needs, and then moving forward with an offer. So it's very important that you get in very quickly. Typically try to get in same day or at latest the following day, as long as your schedule permits. Now the exciting part comes with actually looking at the house. Everybody loves to do that. I typically show up 15 minutes early, and I do that so that I can take a ride around the neighborhood, see what the neighbors' houses are looking like, check out the amenities. Is there a community pool, playgrounds, things like that I may be interested in. Look at what the neighbors' houses are across the street from where you're listing and where you're going to look at. Listen, make sure there's not a lot of noise from traffic or anything that's going to bother you. Check out for power lines and a lot of different things that may or may not be suitable for what you're looking for. So take that extra 15 minutes so that when you go into that house right on time, you are focused on the house and nothing else. Now, I'm not going to go through all the details of what you need to do when you go into the house and look around. I've got a video for that, which I'm going to put right here. It's 5 pro tips when you are looking at houses. It kind of goes through some detail there. Once you are completed and you think this is the house that you're ready to move forward with, and if that listing agent happens to be there, this is the time you kind of try to build some rapport. Let them know a little bit about your financing, how quick you're willing to close. What is the seller looking for? The seller may not be so interested in price, but may need to lease it back for a couple of months. So get all those details at that point. This is a key time for building that relationship with the listing agent if you have that opportunity and they are there. So at that point, I really am making the decision if it's the house for me. If it is, I am going back to the office. I'm going to start drawing up my contract. I'm going to make it very simple using the information I got from the listing agent. I'm going to make the offer as appealing as possible to the seller. I'm also going to include my pre-approval or proof of funds, depending on how I'm going to pay for the property. Short inspection periods. Put in there, I still would put in an appraisal contingency, or at least a modified appraisal contingency. If you don't know what that is, drop me a line below and I'm happy to explain it to you. But I have a lot of videos about appraisals and things like that, so you're welcome to check those back in some of the other videos. Get that offer off to the listing agent, make sure they have received it, and then I'm going to call my lender, make sure the lender calls the listing agent to tell them how great of a buyer I'm going to be, and we're off to the races. Usually within a day or two we kind of get a response back, and I usually only put a day or two time frame for acceptance of the offer. I hope that's helpful for you. I know it's a real cut and dry, very brief way of saying how I would buy a property, but those are really the steps I have taken in the past, and those are the steps I would take right now to make sure I expedite things quickly, but I also do my research ahead of time to make sure it's the right house for me. Thanks for watching, you guys. If you want further information, there's got a ton of videos. Hit that like and subscribe button. I try to put out material every week, and we will see you on the next video. Thanks again. Bye-bye. Do you want to know how to make the perfect offer? Check out this video over here. I'm going to show you.